Hey Mark, so what is this picture?
Oh, that's like two pals hanging around, having some, I don't know, beer, snacks, girls, kids. I don't know, just spending good time, quality time.
Okay, how about this picture? What is this?
Oh yeah, that's like, I don't know, they just had barbecue or something. Probably discussed some, I don't know, football games. Yeah, like what's like 49ers versus 70s 30s. I don't know what the hell do they discuss there.
Okay, and what about this picture?
Oh my fucking god, that's... Oh, what was he doing there? That's election interference.
Oh my
That's
god.
you see that? That's almost like he's signing ballots or what is that? Those are... Oh my fucking god.
I know.
That's a scandal.
Yes.
Whew. It's frustrating to be Ukrainian.
This is just so difficult.
It's just so difficult because yeah, it's not only you have to fight half of the whole Russia, right? Also half of the America. I don't know, a third of Germany, whatever, half of Europe. So what happened? Let's talk about it because it's happened a lot, and there's new outrage from the American right, and we should discuss it probably.
Hey, yo, American right.
So yeah, Zelensky was going to United States because there's UN General Assembly. He wanted to brought the victory plan to White House, right?
Yeah.
Is this
And
what it's called?
we wanted to discuss that today, but unfortunately we didn't get a chance to because...
Yeah, he gave an interview. So he went to New Yorker, gave an interview, and an interviewer asked him about J.D. Vance's plan. J.D. Vance came out. J.D. Vance, the vice presidential candidate, Trump's vice presidential candidate. He came out
also
with
known as Couch Boy.
Couch Boy. He came out with a plan which basically says that we will do whatever Russia asks us to do. We will freeze the front line. We will stop Ukrainian accession to NATO, probably EU. I'm not sure. And and if Ukraine won't collaborate, we will starve it from resources. So the reporter asked Zelensky, so what's the deal with J.D. Vance plans? What do you think about that? Which Zelensky answered, he's too radical. And the reporter said, Vance has come out with a more precise plan to, and Zelensky replied, to give up our territories. So then Zelensky elaborated. His message seemed to be that Ukraine must make a sacrifice. This brings us back to the question of the cost and who shoulders it. The idea that the world should end this war at Ukraine's expense is unacceptable, but I do not consider this concept of this plan of his a plan in a formal sense. This would be an awful idea if a person were actually going to carry it out. Make Ukraine shoulder the cost of stopping the war by giving up its territories. And it didn't cause any outrage, right? It was on 22nd of November. Everybody just like read it. Yeah, fine. Yeah, he didn't like the J.D. Vance plans. No problem about it. So then Zelensky came to the United States, and what he did was outrageous. He went to Pennsylvania to the factory which produces shells for Ukraine, for Ukrainian army, which saves Ukrainians' lives and helps Ukraine to withstand Russian aggression. And he went there with Josh Shapiro, with governor of Pennsylvania, where this factory is located, signed some shells. And so the Matt Cartwright, a Democrat who was among those who met with Zelensky at the Scranton Army ammunition plant, said that the president had a simple message: thank you, and we need more.
But I wanted very much to come here and to thank you. 400 people saved millions of Ukrainians. Because of the result of your work, I'm very thankful just from ordinary Ukrainians.
Does it sound
So,
political?
like, completely cool. Like, by
Yeah.
the way, completely cool. First of all, a lovely fucking... I mean, I wish I had a tour like that. I mean, isn't this, like, amazing? I would like to go see some shells, but I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not president. But, like, very chill. Workers were there supposedly saying hi, or, like, not even knowing who this guy is, which is completely fine by me. The governor was there, which makes perfect sense because, you know, it's fine.
It's his
fine.
constituency. Yeah, nothing.
It's chill,
The governor
you know.
is not running to any kind of office right now. He's not in the elections.
Yeah,
He's
so it's cool.
governor.
But no, apparently it was a crime beyond a human understanding. The reaction to this event was so big. I mean, using the word overreacting is an understatement. Like, you know how people sometimes will like freak out over nothing? Like, this is not even close. This is literally, so the whole Mike fucking Johnson, the main guy, right? The guy who's like in charge of what we were voting for, you know, the agenda, the guy we had to, you know, battle over and cry over for months when he was, you know, put in charge. This guy decided to write a whole letter to the president of another country demanding he fire a ambassador of that country, so Oksana Markarova, because of that visit. And his reasoning was that way, because Zelensky went to that factory with a whole bunch of people who showed up there probably, that was election interference.
Yeah, and so
I don't remember anybody writing a letter to Netanyahu, to Orban, who've spoken about it in the beginning of this. I don't remember that. Do you remember that? Did any Democrat, actually, or Republican for that matter, said anything about those meetings in Mar-a-fucking-Lago?
Yeah, not like that. No, sure, not Biden or Kamala Harris. So we offended a huge kind of child. Man-child got offended, and yeah, that's what he had to say.
We will. He's been saying that for 3 years. Every time Zelensky comes to the United States, he walks away with $100 billion. I think he's the greatest salesman on earth. But we're stuck in that war unless I'm president. I'll get it done. I'll get it negotiated. I'll get out. We got to get out.
Yeah, so he's upset. He started. It's not like new rhetoric, but he's escalating it, and he's talking about Zelensky basically every day now. This is more fresh
because Ukraine is gone. It's not Ukraine anymore. You can never replace those cities and towns, and you can never replace the dead people, so many dead people. Any deal, even the worst deal, would have been better than what we have right now. If they made a bad deal, it would have been much better. They would have given up a little bit, and everybody would be living, and every building would be built, and every tower would be aging for another 2,000 years.
I mean, we all know Trump. We all know good old Donald. He is very vindictive, and he will never forget this. And he's so professionally offended every fucking time. He offends people all the time, by the way, and he says all sorts of crazy stuff every day. But he will. The only Zelensky's, I guess, mistake was that he did not account for the fact that Donald Trump is not an adult. He's a child, and children never forget these small. He's very petty. He's very petty. He will never forget. And now, so yeah, this is essentially become one of Trump's running points, which, by the way, should, I guess, be very interesting to the regular people of America who care about wages and healthcare and all that. But they get to listen for hours about Zelensky on presidential rallies of the probably, or we don't know, maybe soon to be elected president of the United States. Jesus Christ. I mean, can you imagine like Bush or Kennedy, or, I mean, let's say Bush, right? He's a Republican. Can you imagine Bush going around on rallies and like complaining about some
Yeltsin,
guy going,
Yeltsin
going to some place and like not being invited. Also, he's an idiot. Like, he made a joke, I guess, once about that. But like,
First of
that
all,
was not, yeah.
First of all, Zelensky actually had a plan for the visit. He asked Trump for a meeting. He asked Kamala Harris for a meeting. He asked Mike Johnson for a meeting. So all the meetings were set up. So it's not like he just chose Democratic side or Democratic governors. All the things set up. He even met today with senators and congressmen from both sides of the aisle. It's not partisan. It would be suicidal to think, like, to act from Zelensky in a partisan way. He doesn't do that because it's not okay. And even in this New Yorker interview, that's the funniest part about, in this New Yorker interview, he says, for us, these are dangerous signals coming from, as they do from a potential vice president. I should say that it hasn't been like this with Trump. He and I talked on the phone, and his message was as positive as it could be. From my point of view, I understand, I will lend support, and so on. So Zelensky actually gave credit to Trump in the same interview after he trashed JD Vance's plan.
Not enough. It's not enough. Listen, he did not kiss his ass for 2.5 hours. He did not praise him.
Sure.
And it was not enough. It was not enough. It wasn't. And by the way, I think Zelensky invited all of those guys to come visit Ukraine, right?
Yeah, sure.
Before this whole
never
thing
did.
played out, like a year ago, I guess, when Biden first came. I mean, even before that, he invited Trump, he invited Mike Johnson, he invited half of fucking Congress, and they never came. And now, so they don't respond to his invitations, right? For months. He still wants to meet them when he comes to their country. They refuse to meet him, and then when the other people who didn't refuse to meet him, they go, "Oh no, that's just not.
That's partisan.
That's very partisan."
Yeah, that we should recap all that's happened and all what's happening with Trump and his Ukraine policy, because it's important to acknowledge what you said, that it's not just today, right? It's not like that. He went with George Shapiro to this factory in Pittsburgh or Scranton, where he was, and that just created an outrage. The outrage was just there to happen anyway, because we had an outrage when Zelensky came to visit Washington and in a sports suit, not in the regular suit. We had an outrage when he came to visit to ask for assistance. That's when Trump started to talk about him as a greatest salesman. And also, look at the people who Trump actually surrounded himself with, right? It's Tulsi Gabbard. From the day one of Russian full-scale invasion, she was on Tucker Carlson's show, spewing the worst Russian propaganda straight from the Russian TV. Right, not even filtered, not that she was disinformed or something. No, she took it right from the Russian TV. She's certainly had it from somewhere, and just spewed to the American public on Fox News. It's Elon Musk, who's enabling Russian bots and enabling Russian propaganda in his social network daily. It's Kennedy Jr., Robert Kennedy Jr., who's just, I don't know, by chance. That's the guy who's probably listening to Tulsi Gabbard, but also talking about Ukraine as the one whose fault is this war.
A defector, a con man, a guy whose brain is eaten by a worm, a literal fascist from Europe, and a bunch of morons.
Yeah,
so this is kind of the Avengers of the 21st century.
I haven't heard a single pro-Ukrainian sentence coming out from Donald Trump's mouth ever. Like in the last 2 years at least, or 3 years, he said that Putin is a genius. He said all the good things about Putin. He said horrible things about Zelensky. He said horrible things about Ukrainians and Ukraine. But he never said anything good about Ukraine. But he managed to say something good about Putin, right? And it's not like we didn't have successes, right? We deserve some praise for something.
Recognition, yeah, no. But the point is, I only speculate, we're going to end by this. I only speculate that, at the end of the day, everything is going to be fine somehow, because there are still Republicans who support Ukraine and who make correct choice. Obviously, now they feel pressured by those who have the ratings and therefore the influence. And it happened to be that those people are the ones we've just talked about, assholes. But I think at the end, this is going to be somehow fine. I don't know. But my point is that this has been going on for a while. This shouldn't be a surprise. They were literally waiting for something to happen to make this outrage. I mean, Mike Johnson was trying very hard to find a reason to yell something akin to the letter he sent out to Zelensky last night. So, like, nothing out of the ordinary happened. This was just a matter of time. The problem is that the rational people in the Republican Party should somehow try to take charge back in their own hands and to kind of balance this madness out, because this is just crazy. I mean, this is insane, and this should stop immediately. And if it's not going to stop, you're going to just have to do this forever. Imagine being, like Mitt Romney, the guy who debated with Obama. And, they still had to pretend they, respect each other. And all of that was for nothing. He could just, told him to F off the entire time and nothing would have changed. Sir and ma'am, who represent the same part of the Republican Party, do you enjoy this crap? I mean, would you like to meet Zelensky? Dudes, you can do it. It's going to be fine. I'm so tired. This is tiresome. Please subscribe.
Subscribe to this channel, share this video. Maybe we'll come up in some congressional hearings soon, apparently. If you are Donald Trump and watching this video and you're like, no, that's not me, I'm not pro-Russian.
First of all, hi, sir.
Hi, sir. Nice to meet you. Good haircut. You can say something pro-Ukrainian next time, and we'll take it as a, this crazy guy Trump, he doesn't know what he says.
Trump should actually watch this video, because you are as orange right now as he is. Probably you guys could be really good friends.
It's because I'm in Mexico City. Oh yeah, hi there. She wants to talk to Trump as well. She shouldn't. Yeah, thank you very much, and see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.